All right. Past 2 days, man, have been it's kind of interesting. As I get into my room, as I get into the normalcy, it seems it's so the mind is so powerful. Even the reality of one's own godhood can be reduced. How interesting. We all, as existing beings, are aspects of God, and therefore God. The term or phrase to make this clear would be all in one and one in all. The idea isn't that God is the Judeo-Christian form. God is the divine nature of whatever. And whatever is reality. Reality is divine by its very nature. Even if you don't believe that, it doesn't matter, because you right now are, let's think of it this way. What better console, what better mechanism could be created out of sheer atoms, the most small things that you can possibly think of? What better mechanism could be created out of that? What better console could be created with which to experience reality with? What better mechanism? I will use a metaphor which could only be used now, because we only recently created this metaphor, which is video games. And I've used that before, but now I have it more down now. That is that video games are a metaphor for us and our reality. But the console is our body. The controller is our body, as it were. The video game controller is our body, and the console all in one. See, I think this is very important, because this specific way of expressing this is most understood, will be most understood by the new generation. That's why it's so important, because this will mean that people will understand their own innate awesomeness beyond any video game that can be created. All video games that exist right now are mini games. They're all mini games in the game, the true game called life. And we are all one God, one being, one consciousness, experiencing all lives, playing all characters. The difference in any character will be the brain, will be the experiences, will be so on and so forth. But the one thing that is always constant is the consciousness, and that is the user. The user, the player of this game, is consciousness, and it will ultimately be, it's kind of like playing the game, but only when it is within the console's ability to be aware of this consciousness, that it is actually then the user is basically Control-Alt-Deleting in the video game to take full control over the character's actions. Now I'm getting more into it. The more you think about it, the more the console is processing the specific apparatus or the specific totality of it, the more it realizes that it is God. We each have the most power that we are each God. Think of it that and think of it in terms of the royalty. Hepdot has talked about this, and he was ecstatic about it. And it's like, only until you get the metaphor of it's like a video game does it then become apparent to you that you can literally live life as if it were a video game. And this government stuff that I've been talking about, the reason it's important is because we can make our reality however we want it to be. We can make our reality like we can make it so that it's more like video games, so we don't need video games anymore. Why should we need all of these stupid technologies when we have the most awesome mechanism ever created on this planet? Why do we need all of these stupid little anything that we create is going to be thousands of times less awesome than our body. When we play a video game, we're playing with this little controller. It's a mini game of life. It's actually a mini game in the game of life. How fucking crazy is that to realize? And it was really fucking obvious when I realized it yesterday. I mean, but the point is, we are God. And we are God in the importance of this is that we are God in the sense of the royal aspect, in the sense that when a Christian thinks of God, they think of the ultimate. Well, we are aspects of the ultimate, and therefore, one and all in one, we are God. But when everyone realizes it, it's only when we realize it that we are. It's only when we realize it that we are. If you don't, then you're still a character. Until you realize it, until you have the mind to realize. That was the difference between any of those past people like Jesus or the Buddha. Is the only reason that they could say that they were God was because they had the mind to realize it. That's all. That's all you need. But I can't give that to you. Just think in terms of this video game thing, because that is what really makes the difference. We are avatars. Alright? Hopefully that wasn't too long. I don't think it was, but yeah. That's your own, that is everyone's reality. It's undeniable. We are God. Spread the fucking word, baby. Baby. Spread the word. God damn it. Have a nice day. Spread the word.